Live from Nickerson Field, this is the visit of the presidents, George Bush, François Mitterrand, at Boston University's 116th commencement exercises. Good morning. If you're just joining us, we are awaiting the arrival at Magazine Beach of the two presidents who are coming from Mr. Bush's summer home in Kennebunkport, Maine. It's always fun to look back at the history books and try and sync up dates here. This is the 150th year of Boston University. This commencement occurs in the year of the 200th anniversary of the French Revolution, the 100th anniversary of the Eiffel Tower, that landmark in Paris. And today, 62 years ago today, Charles Lindbergh landed at Le Bourget Field in Paris, becoming the first person to solo, non-stop fly across the Atlantic. So you see a good number of signs around the campus today, both in English and in French. We are still awaiting the arrival of Marine One in the Charles River. We can see police boats. They have essentially cordoned off the Magazine Beach area, the landing ground for the helicopter. And the presidents will travel by motorcade across the BU Bridge. BU, of course, won hands down the commencement speaker competition. The President of the United States and the President of France, same platform, same time. We might point out to people here in Nickerson Field, noticed that chopper, the approach for this one, more or less over the stadium, and big cheer and some applause went up. The assumption being on the part of people down here in the stands that this is the one.
It's directly overhead now. And landing in a baseball field right on the Charles River, directly across the Charles from Nickerson Field, where both presidents will receive their honorary degrees. Here comes President Bush, waving to the crowd waiting. President Mitterrand directly behind him.
John Silver and Arthur Metcalf, chairman of the Board of Trustees, leading the procession to the platform this morning. Governor Dukakis, Elie Wiesel, and Cardinal Law. Wiesel, a Nobel Peace Prize winner, survivor of the Holocaust. And so we are underway at 10 minutes after 11, Sunday, the 21st of May, 1989, the visit of the presidents at Boston University.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Mr. Bush, and the President of the Republic of France, Mr. Mitterrand.
The 116th commencement of Boston University is now in order. Will please remain standing for the national anthems of France and the United States, which will be led by Nancy Joachim, an alumna of Boston University School for the Arts. Please stand.
The Star-Spangled Banner and La Marseillaise here at Nickerson Field.
The invocation will be delivered by Professor Elie Wiesel, University Professor and Nobel Laureate for Peace.
Our Father in heaven, please keep the rain for next 2 hours. God of Abraham, help us when we need help. Dieu d'Abraham, viens au secours des hommes quand les hommes ont besoin de secours. God of Isaac, be with us when we are alone. Dieu d'Isaac, sois avec nous quand les hommes sont seuls. God of Jacob, listen to our prayer when we feel betrayed by the complicity of silence. Dieu de Jacob, reçois nos prières quand c'est le silence qui nous trahit. What brings us together today, students and teachers, parents and children, and our distinguished guests from Washington and Paris and scores of other cities, is the desire to celebrate learning and exalt its virtues. As you, graduating students, leave one another, may we, your teachers, ask you to remember the mysterious weight of gratitude. Gratitude towards your parents for their love and sacrifice, towards your teachers for their generosity, and gratitude towards your friends for their friendship. May we also tell you of our hope. May your quest for knowledge become a passion for justice. May your newly acquired authority to speak move you to speak for victims of malediction and misfortune. Power is to be shared, not imposed. Freedom must be extolled, not ridiculed. Education must be used for humanity, not against it. Not to obtain power, but to humanize it. Not to impose your will or your views on others, but to discover theirs in an atmosphere of respect and understanding. Remember, students, this year, remember every person everywhere reflects the image of the Creator who has no image. Every person everywhere can destroy worlds or redeem them. Remember that redemption justifies humanity's hope, destruction betrays it. Remember, like everything else, words can hurt or heal, elevate or humiliate, bring the heavens down into the mud, or lift the dust and transform it into stars. It depends on you, and mostly on you, whether they become swords of hate or prayers for compassion. May you, graduating students, and some of you are my friends, may you, through your work and life, justify the faith that we, your elders, have placed in you, for you are our future.
Professor here at BU, survivor of the Holocaust, winner of the Nobel Peace Prize. First Lady Barbara Bush, very active in the literacy movement in the United States. Clearly enjoying her day on the platform at Boston University.
Barbara Bush, you have shown us how a life of intense dedication to family can be expanded into a life of exceptional service to the community and to the nation. Your efforts on behalf of literacy, of single mothers, of cancer research and treatment, of AIDS patients and the homeless have been tireless and innovative. You have not been content merely to lend your name to various worthy endeavors. You have not been content to establish and guide such institutions as the Foundation for Family Literacy. You have not been content with making speeches, creating programs, fundraising, and administering. You have gone beyond all these to make an extended family of all those who are in need of help. You have personally served and befriended children stricken with cancer, adults facing illness and death, mothers grieving for children who have been killed, and unwed mothers and their children who think that no one cares. You have not only mobilized national resources, you have helped with your own hands, your own heart, person to person, face to face. Your life has been given both to public benevolence and to those little, nameless, unremembered acts of kindness and of love of which the poet Wordsworth speaks. In all you have done, there has been graciousness, warmth, candor, wit, and dignity. You have been yourself. You remind us by your daily example that the only style worth anything is the style that reveals the substance. And you are still yourself in your new home at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, not only First Lady, but First Mother. Your compassion and your concern for family have endeared you to all of us. Boston University is proud to confer upon you the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. François Mitterrand. 2 centuries ago, in the same week in spring, the American Revolution ended with the inauguration of George Washington, and the French Revolution began with the convening of the Estates General. French aid had been crucial in winning the American Revolution, and our peoples have ever since maintained a fascinated and mutually critical amity, best described by the French word cousinage. We are cousins, and it was as cousin among cousins that an American soldier stood in Paris on July 4th, 1917, and declared, "Lafayette, we are here." France faced the gravest dangers of her long history just as you reached manhood. You were at her side, spilling your blood on the ancient battlefield of Verdun, escaping from a prison camp to return to France, and the lessons you learned then, that freedom is not free, that those who accept dishonor to avoid war will get both, that military strength is the price of peace, have guided your conduct of French foreign policy. You have stood for a vital, independent France that is also a leader in the creation of a new Europe, and you have completed the reconciliation between France and Germany begun by your predecessors. Defender of human rights and the sanctity of the individual, you have earned, as few world leaders since the end of the Second World War, the name of statesman. In domestic policy, you have, in the spirit of Montesquieu, presided over the evolution toward a two-party system, effectively reshaping the political landscape of France in ways that help fulfill the promise of the revolution. The challenges you have made on the face of Paris, the changes you have made there are among the most dramatic since the days of Baron Haussmann. The new entrance to the Louvre, the Musée d'Orsay, the Opéra Bastille, and now taking shape on the drawing boards of architects and in the chips of computer programmers, the Bibliothèque de France exemplify a dedication to glory in cultural institutions and in the buildings that house them that is archetypically French, limited by no bounds of dynasty or party. Writer, intellectual, soldier, statesman, you are a true son of the mother of arts, of arms, and of laws. Boston University, which granted its first honorary degree to Ferdinand Foch, Marshal of France, now proudly confers upon you the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
The President of France, the President of Boston University, the conferral of an honorary degree.
The President of the Republic of France will now address us.
Monsieur le Président des États-Unis d'Amérique, Monsieur le Président de l'Université de Boston, Mesdames et Messieurs, Mesdemoiselles, Messieurs, les étudiants qui sont ainsi devant moi, je vous dirai, pour commencer, que j'éprouve plaisir et fierté à me trouver ce matin devant vous, dans cette grande et belle université, et pour une cérémonie à laquelle Monsieur le Président des États-Unis et Madame Bush, dont à quelques lieues d'ici j'ai pu goûter l'hospitalité familiale, ont bien voulu s'associer.
President Mitterrand paying tribute to President Bush,
United States,
Barbara
President
Bush,
Silva, ladies, gentlemen, students. I would first of all like to say how very happy and proud I am to be here this morning, here in this great and fine university, and for a ceremony to which the President of the United States and Mrs. Bush have been good enough to associate themselves after having received us with such warmth, only a few leagues away from here.
Je remercie l'Université de Boston de l'honneur qu'elle me fait en me décernant son doctorat honoris causa. En ce 150e anniversaire de votre fondation, comme en ce bicentenaire de notre Révolution française, j'y vois un double signe, celui du savoir et de la liberté, et n'est-ce pas un troisième signe, celui de l'amitié, qui me vaut d'être accueilli en ces lieux par notre cher Elie Wiesel.
I would like to thank Boston University for the honor bestowed upon me today in awarding me the honorary degree honoris causa. This is the 150th anniversary of your foundation and also the bicentennial of our French Revolution. And I think here there is perhaps a dual symbolism, the symbol of knowledge and of freedom. And there is perhaps a third one, which is friendship, the friendship of being welcomed here today by our dear friend Elie Wiesel.
Du Collège de théologie, fondé en 1839, jusqu'à l'université moderne d'aujourd'hui, du premier doctorat obtenu dans ces murs par une femme, jusqu'aux nombreuses étudiantes ici rassemblées, on mesure le chemin parcouru au service d'une noble ambition éducative, tandis que la ville de Boston, parmi tant d'autres privilèges, s'affirme désormais comme l'un des principaux centres universitaires du monde.
Now, from the College of Theology, founded in 1839, to the modern university that you have here today, from the first doctorate awarded to a woman, to the many women students present here today, one can measure the path that has been followed in this great and noble educational ambition. But at the same time, the city of Boston, privileged among so many others, is now, I think one can say, one of the main university centers of the world. And he said that there is proof here of the propensity for improvement.
Des injustices et des inégalités, la folie, le fanatisme et le terrorisme, la destruction de la nature est toujours et partout la dérisoire et mortelle. Certes, l'horreur d'un tremblement de terre, les ravages d'une inondation, le désespoir des populations prises en otage par des amis rivales, l'infamie des camps de concentration, éveillent pour un temps, pour une cause.
Extent that it is no longer determined by natural selection, but the technological developments that have not been sufficiently controlled. One learns to live with all this. One learns to live with the idea of the extreme poverty, the misery that is exhausting 2/3 of mankind. One gets used to it. Ladies and gentlemen, there are some obvious truths that I think we should repeat. They are so obvious that one tends to forget them.
Chez nous, en Europe, où 12 pays, en s'unissant, lancent un défi à leur histoire. Sinon, de simples choses comme celle-ci, que la science, elle aussi, de son président, de ses professeurs, de ses élèves aussi. Je remercie enfin le président George Bush et madame, que je connais depuis déjà quelques années et dont je connais les grands mérites. Je les remercie d'avoir été auprès, une fois de plus, de leur ami, la France. Merci.
George Bush, your life has been one of choices courageously taken. Instead of a secure classroom at Yale, you chose to join the Navy on your 18th birthday and became its youngest aviator. When your torpedo bomber was hit by Japanese fire, you completed your mission rather than turn back. Instead of a family job on Wall Street, you chose the oil fields of West Texas, where, beginning your career as a warehouse clerk, you went on to found a company to which you gave the revolutionary name Zapata. Entering politics, you took on both the Democratic United Nations. You chose the daunting diplomatic challenge of an embassy to Beijing when you might have had a less glorious causa. It is now my privilege to call on President Bush to address this assembly.
Thank you, President Silber. President Madame Mitterrand, it's a great honor to have you here today. To Governor Dukakis, my respects. The Chief Executive of this great state and my friend as well. To Mayor Flynn, His Eminence Cardinal Law, and Dr. Metcalf, Dr. Wiesel, and yes, Kimberly, to you for that wonderful speech earlier on, and to Nancy Joachim, who rendered both the Marseillaise and the Star-Spangled Banner in such fine way. It's a pleasure to be back in Boston.